Yo, what's going on, man? Today is May the 15th, 2024. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA Show, live on Twitter, also live on YouTube as well. We got two NBA games to discuss today. We have two WNBA games to discuss today as well. So we got 4 games. We'll get through them pretty quickly. Should be a quicker show. But as always, appreciate everybody for tapping in. Do me a favor, hit the like button as you join. Always helps the show. And we'll jump straight into a recap. Yesterday, it was a couple plays that I really gave out. The Connecticut game, Connecticut was playing against the Fever yesterday, and I really liked the Connecticut Sun. But the line moved from 6 when we started the show to 8 before I finished the cap and gave it out. So I ended up playing the first half instead, and that was a winner. And then I jumped on the Pacers team total. These are my favorite 2 plays yesterday. The Pacers team total, and those numbers are not updated, so it should say that we about broke even. But I did add the plays there. So Pacers look like a shell of themselves yesterday. Just get absolutely outworked by the Knicks yesterday in every facet of the game. I think I saw a stat that said that was the first time they were held below like 95 points since like 2022. We just happened to pick them on that day for whatever reason, but it is what it is, man. We'll keep pushing forward, keep moving forward. Real quick on the t-shirt giveaway, the winner for today is, all my days run together. Today's Wednesday, so the winner for Monday, because I told you guys I was gonna go back and figure it out, was actually my guy Justin McIvan. Picked the OKC and Dallas game the closest. And did pick OKC to win that game as well. So Justin, I don't know if you're in the chat or not, but I know you always checking the show out. So when you check it out, just shoot me an email. And I think you said you wanted one of the ChrisBeCappinn trucker hats. So let me know if that's true, and let me know where I can send it from, and I will gladly put that in the mail for you today. We didn't have any winners from yesterday, but as always, you guys can pick the games for the NBA. Pick the game for the NBA today. Just pick the correct side and total. For all the members, 1 guess per game. First guess is your only guess, and I'll announce the winners on tomorrow's show. You must make your entry before the game actually tips off to be entered, for a chance to win a ChrisBeCappinn t-shirt. So before we jump into it, let me just go through the comments real quick. Mark says, "Good morning, crew. What's good, Chris?" What up, Mark? Fred, what's going on, Fred? He says, "Top of the morning, my guy. Hope all is well. Need one for today from you." Yeah, hopefully we got a couple. Fred. What up, Derek? Appreciate you for being here as always. Soda Willie says, "Cashed on Denver today." They the champs for me. Yeah, Denver seems like they're pulling away with the series now, winning 3 in a row. What up, Dano? Mark says, "Damn, Celtics can't seem to stay focused for the fourth quarter." Yeah, and the numbers are priced like they're gonna be, Mark. That's the frustrating part, man. That team total under in Game 4 was was really hard pill to swallow for sure. Soda Willie says, "I have an OKC covering today." Derek says, "I'm pissed I didn't take Denver to win the series after Game 2. They were like a plus 560 or something." You never underestimate the heart of a champion. Definitely bit me for sure. Rottweiler, good morning. Frank, what's going on? Jamie says, "Good morning, Chris and fam. Let's get back to it on Wednesday." Eric, always here as always. What's up, Eric? Hope all is well with you. Same for my guy Peasy. Says, "Top of the morning game. Pacers game over was disgusting after 70 points in the first quarter. Boy, the Pacers didn't score another quarter where they scored 25 points, and it really was just, you know what? I don't want to talk about it, man. I watched the whole game. It made my eyes bleed. What's up, SK? Appreciate you for being here. Fremont's here as well, rolling in from the West Coast. And Ty says, "Let's cash it today." Smoky Steam Bets been cashed. I don't know if you guys follow Smoky Steam Bets on Twitter, but this dude puts out a lot of really good looks and a lot of good plays. I think I saw a tweet that says Smokey went 3-1. So keep up the good work, Smokey. Appreciate you for being here this morning with us as well. Let's jump into it for today, man. Like I said, it's only 4 games. We'll get through them pretty quickly. First game up, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics. This one is a 14.5 point spread, which is ugly work. If you do want to take the Boston Celtics, predicting them to win the game by 15 points is a lot when, they don't necessarily have to win this game by 15. They could win by 10, win by 7. advance to the Eastern Conference Finals and be a-okay, and all will be well in Boston. So total in this one opened at 205.5. It's down to 203.5 on some books. I see 204. It looks like it's the consensus. So here's where we start. We start by looking at game. Well, this is where I always start. I start by looking at game 3. I'm looking for outliers, things that I don't think is going to repeat themselves again. And I highlighted the things, in my opinion, that I think could regress. So first thing is, we know in game 3, Boston came out, and these are supposed to be game 4 stats. I'm sorry. These are game 4 stats. It says game 3. My apologies there. So in game 3, Boston came out, didn't play around with their food, did what they were supposed to do, won and covered after, Cleveland stole one in Boston. And now you get Boston back at home. But in game 3, you can see the numbers here. Boston shot a ton of more free throws. They shot 24 free throws to the Cleveland Cavaliers 7. And a lot of people were making a big deal about the officiating. I mean, that was pretty lopsided to shoot 17 more free throws. But I also think, look at Cleveland 3-point shooting. They shot 48 threes. No Donovan Mitchell, who I'd not be remiss to not mention that as well. I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start there. So Jared Allen is listed as questionable, as he has been since game 5 in the first round. He didn't play game 5, game 6, or game 7. He hasn't played game 1, game 2, or game 3, or game 4. And now, Boston is back home for game 5. So take with that information, do what you want. I think they're just, pump faking us with the Jared Allen news every single game. But I mean, I guess eventually he could return. And then you also got Caris LeVert, who's now popped up on the injury report, and Donovan Mitchell. Of course, Donovan Mitchell was ruled out at the last minute of game 4 due to the I think it was an ankle or Achilles. I think it was Achilles. One of the two. He strained something and kept him out. And I'm thinking that it's probably going to keep him out again. I could be completely wrong. He is listed as day-to-day, according to Coach J.B. Bickerstaff. So that's the injury report. Nothing on the injury report for Boston outside of Porzingis, who's missed the time. So getting back here, you guys can see Boston didn't necessarily shoot the three-point ball. Well, they shot just 12 for 32, which leads to, in my opinion, I think Derek White bounces back in this game. He's had 2 very subpar games, and I think being back home in front of the home crowd, I think he'll shoot the ball a little bit better from that regard. And Cleveland, I do think that they're just going, why not? Like, Cleveland's offense is, let's see how many threes we can shoot. They shot 48 3-pointers in game 4. And I think that's a recipe for, potentially happening again. They didn't even shoot well, but they still end up hitting 15 of them and shooting 31% because they shot so many. And why not do it again? I do think that they're going to continue to play that same style offense. It's almost like, throw it up against the wall and see what sticks. See which ones can fall in. And I do kind of feel like that. You can also see the turnover differential here. Boston turned the ball over 15 times versus Cleveland only turning it over 8 times. And I think Boston is due for some regression with turning the ball over. Game 4 was the first time that the Boston Celtics didn't cover a spread when they won a game. Remember, Donovan Mitchell got ruled out. That line ended up going all the way up to 11. And it was Boston's first single-digit win of the postseason. Either Boston has lost every game by double digits or they've won every game by double digits. This one is difficult to call, especially without knowing the injury status here. I think you need to know what's going to happen. So now if we look over here at the trends that I posted for you guys, double-digit dogs facing elimination, 26-16 to the over, 62%. If Caris LeVert plays, if somehow Donovan Mitchell plays, I do like the game to go over. I just think these teams in elimination games can kind of let go of the rope when they realize that the series is over. We saw this in Game 5 between Boston and Miami as well. Boston was able to go over their team total in that spot. So Boston team total, I think, is 109.5. This total is getting popped back up to 205. It was as we speak, it's going up. Right now, open at 205.5. It was down to 203.5 on some books. Now it's back up to 205, and I do kind of agree with the movement there. It goes with the trends. Elimination games typically are over games. And then you also can see double-digit number 1 seeds, double-digit number 1 home favorites in Game 6 coming off a win. They're just 3-8-1 against the spread, but they are 9-3 to the over as well. So 2 strong trends here towards the over, and that's the way I think I would look if I had to play the game. I did not play this game. I do think you want to wait and see, who's going to be in on the Cleveland side before making a play here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Joe, good morning to you. Appreciate you for being here. Jamie says, first quarter Boston is all I trust. So thinking that they come out and establish themselves early. I couldn't talk you off that, Jamie. I did see a quote from Tatum after the game. He says, now we got to go home and give our fans something to cheer about. Probably got a bad taste in their mouth after losing game 2. The way that they did, kind of leaving their fans out back. But that's what Boston has done. They've been a much better road team than home team for whatever reason. They love playing on the road. Celtics give them up, Dano says. Tomorrow says Celtics team total over the 109.5 for me. He says they've gone over their team total in every home playoff win. So if you think Celtics win, take their team total in his opinion. And I was looking at that as well tomorrow. The only thing that kind of scared me just a tad bit is that if Karis LeVert doesn't play and Donovan Mitchell doesn't play, I'm not sure if I could see Boston. I mean, even though Cleveland, went over their team total in the last game, I could see Boston. I could see Cleveland not having a playmaker outside of Darius Garland. And if those threes aren't falling, if they're not hitting, 15 of those, and Boston is locked in defensively, they could win this game 104 to 87 or something. It could be really, really slow scoring. And that's what scared me off the team total. But I couldn't talk you off. I could not talk you off. Don't let me talk you off. It makes a lot of sense. I'm just not sure Boston will need 110 points in this spot. Mark says, will the real Jason Tatum please stand up? He has back-to-back 33-point games. It's going to be interesting to see if he, has that killer instinct in him. And when I think about Boston, I don't really think about killer instinct. I know they got, Miami up out the way, but I don't think about killer instinct when I think about this team. Jamie says Jaylen Brown first quarter points is also a look at 5.5. He has been coming out super strong and aggressive. So I couldn't talk you off. Mom is just a bet says I'm always ready for a ChrisBeCappinn bobblehead. I may have to get some of these made, man. There's my guy, Justin. What up, Justin? Justin, if you joined, I know you joined late. You did win the OKC Dallas game 4 t-shirt giveaway. So I know you said, I remember you saying you wanted a trucker cap. So shoot me the address, email it to me at ChrisBeCappinn 2 P's 2 N's, and I'll get that to you today. No, I'll probably get it to you tomorrow. But yeah, shoot me an email, Justin, because I know you're not on social media. Tomorrow says, I'm thinking Donovan Mitchell sits tonight. Why would he risk injury? Why would the team risk his trade value? They know this series is done, and that makes a ton of sense. You're not going to win the series. You're not going to come back down 3-1 against not this good of a Boston Celtics team. So yeah, it makes a ton of sense here. Jamie likes their Celtics first half team total over. Thinks they have 57 points going into halftime or more. And Justin says, yes, sir. Celtics team total over is the top play of the day. So in some agreement with tomorrow. Lightbearer says, top of the morning. What's up to Lightbearer? What's up, J Muse? I see you in here as well. Okay. All right, cool. Justin said he's gonna email me. LJ, what's up, LJ? My guy, he says Boston last six game 5 scenarios at home, they average 112 in those games. So I'm more confident in the team total over 110.5 here. Okay. So it sounds like a lot of people like that team total. You can get a 109.5. Yeah, I see 109.5 pretty much everywhere. Bet MGM has a 110, but 109.5 is minus 115 on Bet365 for people that are interested and that have access to Bet365. It looks like that's the best number you can get right now. And J Muse says Miss WNBA, but Caitlin Clark double hit with her points and turnovers. Yeah, I told you guys yesterday, man. Caitlin Clark. I'm not a hater. I like Caitlin Clark. I think she's gonna be great for the WNBA. But Connecticut Sun this a really good team. They strap up. Dejanay Carrington was in her back pocket the whole night. That's a defensive led team. So one of the reasons why I really like Connecticut, and their bench is so deep. So yeah, I agree with that comment as well. Tomorrow says Celtics hit that over 109 in 39 of their 47 home games this season. That's a hell of a percentage. Could not talk you off at all tomorrow. Sounds better and better. The more you talking me into it. And Damien says, Chris, I love Boston team total over 111.5 at plus 114. So a lot of love for this team total over. I'm not going to be the ones to talk you guys off. And it kind of makes sense with the trends here. Double digit dogs facing elimination, 26-16 to the over. You guys can see that right there. All right, let's keep it pushing. Next game up, we got the Dallas Mavericks and we got the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder were laying 5 in this spot coming back to Oklahoma City. This line went down to 4.5. It looks like 4 is the consensus right now. Total hasn't really moved. It opened at 213. It's at 213.5, 212.5. So it really just depends on where you're shopping. I see all the way down to 212.5, all the way up to 213. So 213.5 does look like it's gone, but this morning it was still available. So let's jump into this one. Game 4 numbers are here, and this series to me is so there's some correlation here. And I think I meant to add another trend, which is why you see the space underneath, but it's all good. I was looking to a couple of different things. First thing that jumps out to me in this game. So for people who don't know, the Dallas Mavericks actually jumped out on the Thunder. I think they were winning by 10 at the end of the first quarter. I think it was 30-20. And then, they won the second quarter as well. And you just see Dallas just kind of let go of the rope. Oklahoma City, through perseverance and determination, they come back and outscored the Dallas Mavericks tremendously in the fourth quarter. SGA really took over the game, had 34 points. Chet Holmgren hit a big 3 late. And their role players played a little bit better on the road to avoid going down 3-1, coming back to the crib. And I look at this box score, and it's a couple different things that jump out to me. I think so. I didn't highlight this, but if you guys can zoom in or just pull it up on your phone, it's scary for me if I want to back Dallas in this bounce back spot. With the way OKC won in Dallas, because OKC won an ugly Dallas game. You look at these numbers right here on the screen. The Dallas Mavericks shot better from the field. They shot 41% to 38% for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They shot better than 3. They shot better from 3 than OKC did. OKC shot just 7 for 27, but 26% from the 3-point line. Dallas shot 12 for 35, but 34%. Dallas won the rebounding battle by 2, 47-45. Dallas had more assists, 26-18. Dallas had more points off turnovers, 19-10, and they had more points in the paint, 40-28. So remember I said this at the end of game 3. Coach Mark Daigneault said that he was going to put Kendrick Williams in the rotation just a tad bit more. And Jalen Williams, I'm sorry. He said he was going to add Jalen Williams in the rotation a little bit more. But we saw him and Kendrick Williams, both of those guys play a few more minutes to kind of neutralize Dallas from being able to kill them on the offensive glass. Remember, in game 3, I think it was 15-6 was the offensive rebounding battle. 9 points. It was 9. They were +9 in offensive rebounds. Look at this on the screen right here. Offensive rebounds was even, 12-12. And if Dallas doesn't have that advantage, if Dallas doesn't have that advantage, I don't think that they're going to be able to win this game. OKC showed me a lot by being able to go in there and gut out a game. I just told you guys that Dallas shot better from the field, better from 3, won the rebounding battle, had more assists, had more points off turnovers, and won the points in the paint. The only thing Dallas didn't win was the free throw. Look at that, 23 for 24 was the Oklahoma City Thunder, and Chet Holmgren missed the only one, and he was beating himself up that he missed that one. Dallas shot 12 for 23 from the free throw line, 52%. That's the game, because they lose, of course, by 4 points. I think it was 100-96. The other thing about this game is, before I get into the trend, we saw Dallas blow. Like I said, they were up 14. I had a 14-point lead in game 4. And I looked into it. So road teams that blew a 10-point lead or more in a tied series 2-2 are 18-54 straight up. This is probably the trend I was supposed to add. Road teams that blew a 10-point lead in game 4 of a tied series, so now they're going on the road, and they just blew a 10-point lead, 18-54 straight up, 33-39 against the spread in the Killer Sports database. I just kind of think that Oklahoma City role players are going to play better at home. I think SGA is going to continue to carry this team. I think Lou Dort is going to continue to make life really difficult for Luka, who just shot 6 for 20 from the field, 2 for 9 from the 3-point line. Oklahoma City -4 is my recommendation here, just because it's a super short line. I think Dallas could win the game, but if I had to, put all my marbles in the table on this one, I think Oklahoma City wins the game, and I think they cover the short number at 4. So Oklahoma City -4 is my recommendation here. I just think that, I think that they're going back home. I mean, you guys already know the numbers. I know Dallas stole game 2, but going back home, this is the same thing that we saw in both games 5 yesterday as well. I looked into that. New York was coming home off a loss, and they won. And then, of course, Denver was coming home as well in game 5, and they won as well. So game 5 road teams have won so far in the second round. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Yeah, OKC -4 is the only way I'm looking. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Anthony likes the Celtics team total over in the first half specifically. He said you can get a 56.5 on BetMGM. SK, I was looking into this as well. He says gotta look to Kyrie over his 20.5 points here. Normally would take it live, but can see a fast start from him off the bounce back. Yeah, Kyrie did shoot the ball really, really poorly. He's been very instrumental in trying to, play point guard, but he did shoot just 4 for 11 from the field, had 9 points on 0 for 2 from the 3-point line. And he wasn't aggressive either. He shot just 1 of 2 from the free throw line. But shout out to the Thunder, man. This team is really, really. I didn't think that their defense would translate from what happened in the first series against the Pelicans, in my opinion, because the Pelicans were down Zion. So I thought, I was giving I guess I was throwing a little shade towards Oklahoma City defensively. They went on the road and held this Dallas Mavericks team under their team total in both games. Now, granted, they didn't win game 3, but Dallas didn't go over their team total. Remember, I really like Dallas team total under 107.5. And then Dallas went under that number in both games at home. So, Thunder defense typically just gets stronger at home. And then you guys see here the trend. I forgot to shout this trend out before getting to the comments, but home favorites who tied the series at 2-2 in game 4, that momentum typically comes back home when it was as well. 27-8 straight up, 77%. And you're literally just asking this team to win by 2 possessions. So another reason why I like the Dallas Mavericks here. Tomorrow says, hope the Mavs practice their free throws after last game. What's up, Tasha? Appreciate you for being here. Derek says, can you please explain why Kyrie isn't trying to score with the hobbled Luka? I cannot understand it. I think Kyrie just trying to play the game the right way, man. I think he really wants to. I think he understands that the focus is on him, which is why him and Luka, which is why PJ Washington, has had such a big series, and they're gonna need it. Derrick Jones Jr. They're gonna need Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford to play well. Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench. You gotta like all of those players if you think that Dallas has a chance to win here. Jamie says Irvin, Magic, Kyrie definitely needs to score for Dallas to have a chance today. I agree with that. Justin also likes Kyrie over his 22.5 points. He says confident he bounces back in a big way. Don't be scared to go back to a bet that just previously lost, and it kills me all the time, Justin. This was something that I was doing, 3 years ago. Scared to take the bet after, it just lost, and then, of course, it hits. So, yeah, kind of zigzag. I would agree with this. I would be looking to Kyrie over his points as well. Especially in a crucial game on the road. I think the Thunder's defense is going to be, going to play well. You just need an extremely aggressive Kyrie Irving. Couldn't talk you off. LJ says Dallas missed 35 free throws in the series, allowing 17.5 points off turnovers. OKC might just win this series, and I do think so as well. I think a big part of it is just Luka's health. I think it will be a tad bit different. And there's no shade towards Lu Dort, because Lu Dort is probably, top 3 best on-ball defender that we have in our league, in the league right now. But I think Luka was 100%. We see, we just see it different. Luka numbers from the regular season to this series specifically, I mean, they're drastically different. It's really, really difficult to even compare Luka to regular season Luka. Dano says that trend there tells me the road team be drunk after the loss at home and going on the road. That's not good. And I agree there. Tomorrow says Mavs low-key been playing better on the road this season. They have, but at home. Tomorrow, I know you're a big SDQL person. If you look at Mavs on the road as a favorite versus Mavs on the road as a dog, it has been slightly different. This was something that I looked into earlier this season. Let me just look at it real quick. So Mavs as road dogs, they are 6-13 straight up, 9-10 against the spread. As road favorites, that's where you typically want to put your money on them. As road favorites, this team was, I know it was super strong, like 22-5 straight up, 21-6 against the spread. So definitely telling, that they're a dog here on the road. Tomorrow says, got to think they get more than 9 points from Kyrie, and I agree there. Indigo says he likes Kyrie over his points as well. Tomorrow says, just trying to make myself feel better about the Mavs series winner ticket. Oh, so you got him in your pocket tomorrow. Okay. Anthony says, Thunder first half at home. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I have no idea how this series is going to play out. I actually liked OKC, first half last game. Just thinking that they would bounce back early and just thinking that they wouldn't come out super flat, and they did. So, the way the defense has been playing is really, really difficult for me to try to figure out game flow. So I won't even try to act like I know what's going to happen. John says, I tried to fade PJ astronomical shooting performance last game. Think I'm going to run it back on the road. Yeah, he's still getting the looks, man. Really, really difficult to fade PJ for sure. Fred says he likes Derek Lively over his points plus rebounds. Any thoughts? I don't have a strong opinion on it, Fred. I will have to go through and look at the numbers before I tell you anything. I don't just want to give you anything. Jamie says, thoughts on the first half under 59 for the Mavs Thunder? So remember I talked about this, right? Fourth quarter scoring before game 4 was 42, 41, and 46 in the fourth quarter. We saw the game slow down in the second half. It was just, OKC scored all the points in the fourth quarter of game number 4. I think they scored 35 points in the fourth quarter. I think that trend probably gets back to itself. So if I'm looking at an under, Jamie, I think I'm looking at second half to go under, not necessarily the first half. Luka is his freshest in the first half, so I'll probably go the other way. Indigo says under tie series where the home team was a previous dog and spread is between 5 and -4, 85 and 42 and 3 to the under. Damn, that's a strong trend, Indigo. Yeah, I just feel like the total is, I don't know. I talked about, like in Dallas team total under in the last game. And I think it's something that you could just go back to. It was 104.5 today. I was really close to looking a little bit closer at that specifically. 104 and 109 is the totals for today. I just kind of feel like eventually one of these teams are going to break free offensively. Yesterday, I really liked Dallas and Minnesota to go under the 206.5. And Denver just had one quarter where they scored 38 points and the game goes over because they end up with 112 points last night. So that kind of scares me off the total because OKC can really score the basketball at home. I think Dallas still continues to play really hard, but I expect the Oklahoma City role players to play a little bit better at home today. And I think that they probably end up scoring a few more points than they scored in Dallas. So that's what I'm thinking, Fred. Under for the fourth quarter instead. And Mark says, yeah, it's favorites, not dogs. Yeah, and I agree with that. Let's keep it pushing, man. Oh, like I said, OKC -4, my recommendation in this game. Let's go on over to the W. We got the WNBA second day. We got the Chicago Sky. They will be in Dallas. This line it opened at 12, and the graphic says 10, but I think all the 10s are gone now. I think it's down to 9.5 on all the books. Total opened at 161.5, and it's down to 160.5. I think I would agree with the total coming down. So I like the Sky in this game. I think it's pretty telling that the line is coming down. Like I said, it's open at 12.5. It's down. You still can get a 9.5, and I think that's what I'm gonna play. It'll be a smaller play. But let's look at it. So a lot of game ones of the series of the season really just based on roster construction. You don't have a lot of stats and trends to go off of. And for the Chicago Sky, let's start with the Dallas Wings. Dallas Wings was a really good team last year. They overperformed, and they did bring back a lot of their key players. They got Arike Ogunbowale, who can fill it up. She's hit or miss. She's either gonna give you 25 and maybe 30 and hit 6 threes, or she's gonna go 2 for 9 and finish with 13. So you bring back Arike Ogunbowale at the shooting guard position. You still got Natasha Howard, who's really, really good. Tierra McCowan is probably the best paint protector in the WNBA, if not second, behind Asia Wilson. You still got Kehlani Brown off the bench. They did bring in Stephanie Swords as well, but I don't like this team as much without Satu Sabally. Satu Sabally's gonna miss. I think she's gonna be out through the Olympics, so she's gonna be out for a while. And this was the bread and butter of their team yet last year. I think without having her. You also lose Crystal Dangerfield. They traded her to Atlanta. She's on the Dream now. Veronica Burton is gone, and Odyssey Sims was an unsigned free agent as well. So they didn't bring back Odyssey Sims. I just really struggle to see the Dallas Wings win a game by 10 without a true point guard, in my opinion. Satu Sabali did a lot of the ball handling last year, and if she didn't, it was Crystal Dangerfield. And they ran a lot of, high-low action. So, Dallas I don't want to lay 10 points. I don't think that this team is going to win by double digits without, key rotational players from last season and without Satu Sabali. That was a big part of the cap for me. And the Chicago Sky, of course, they ended up, they had a lot of roster turnover as well. Kalia Copper is now in Phoenix. Rebecca Gardner is gone. Morgan Bursch is now gone. Lena Smith is now gone as well. So this team is projected and Courtney Williams is gone too. She's on, where did Courtney Williams go? She went to the Mercury. Did she go to the Mercury? No, she didn't go to the Mercury. Where did Courtney Williams go? I forgot where she went. No, but that doesn't matter. The point is, this team, the Chicago Sky, I don't have, a lot of faith in them like doing super great this year, but I do think that they're going to play super hard for their coach. You still got Maria Mabry. You still got Dana Evans. Diamond DeShields is on this team as well. You drafted Angel Reese. Camila Cardosa is going to be out. She, of course, messed up her shoulder, but you still have Elizabeth Williams, who was there last year, to hold down the center position and to protect the paint. And then you got Brianna Turner as well. And Brianna Turner was a solid role player last year. And Dana Evans is a solid point guard as well. And Lindsay Allen coming over from the Lynx is definitely a solid backup point guard as well. I think the Chicago Sky are going to play really, really hard, in my opinion, for Coach Teresa Weatherspoon. Her first year there, I think they're going to play defense. I think they'll be able to keep this one within double digits. So my recommendation for this game would be Sky plus the 9.5 as road dogs here. I absolutely think that the Chicago Sky can keep this game within 10 points tonight. And I don't see no comments on this, but let's keep it pushing because I don't see any comments. But yes, Chicago Sky, like I said, the 10s are gone. When I went to sleep last night and made this graphic before I went to sleep, it was 10. It's now down to 9.5, and I agree. Remember, I said it opened at 12.5, and I do think you are getting, pretty much the worst of the line, but I think they can keep it within 9.5 as well. So Chicago Sky plus 9.5 will be my recommendation here. And then next game up, we have the Atlanta Dream and the Los Angeles Sparks. This line opened with the Dream laying 5.5. It's down to 5. Well, hold on. Yeah, it's down to 5. And total open 159.5. And not a lot of movement there. 160, one place, but 159.5 feels like it's the consensus here. So the Atlanta Dream, they was a team last year that you really just couldn't trust on the road. They turned the ball over a lot. And they just didn't play well when they weren't in Atlanta. They have carved out a really good roster, in my opinion here, though. This team is going to look really, really good. And I think they're going to take a step in the right direction here. You bring in Jordan Canada, who was actually played for the Sparks last year. Jordan Canada was a bucket. She can hoop. She can really hoop. And I think that's kind of solidifies the point guard position. But I think they have a lot of playmakers on this team, because they also have Haley Jones coming back, another year under her belt, the Stanford grad, and then Crystal Dangerfield, the who I was just talking about, who's not on the who's not on this Dallas Wings team this year. So you got a three-headed point guard position. You got Alyssa Gray at the shooting guard, Ariel Powers as well, who can kind of do it all. Ryan Howard, who's an absolute bucket getter. And then you got Sinead Parker, who hyphenated her last name. I forgot what her other last name is, but you got Sinead Parker. Nia Coffey's still there. And Tina Charles, who won I think she won the MVP in 2012. She's looked really, really good. I watched her play in preseason. I think Atlanta, excuse me, especially they were one of the younger teams last year, but you add, some veterans to this team, like a Crystal Dangerfield, who is 30 plus, a Tina Charles, who is 30 plus. And I do think that this team is going to be really, really good, man. I think that they can win and beat this Sparks team today. So now flipping it to the Sparks, they do bring back Clarendon. She'll be there. Ari McDonald will be there. They do get Zaya Cook. She played well for them last year. Lexi Brown is still there. She was hurt most of the season last year, especially towards the second half. And Kia Nurse comes over from the Seattle Storm. Stevens is really, really good. De'Erica Hamby is probably going to be one of the leaders of this team. You draft Cameron Brink. I think she's going to be really, really good in the WNBA, specifically on the defensive end. I think it's going to take her a while to get her offensive game going. But they lost a lot. This team lost a lot. No Nneka, of course. She's in Seattle. Carly Samuelson is in, excuse me, she's gone. Lost her to free agency. Of course, Jordan Canada is on the Atlanta Dream. Jasmine Thomas is gone. And Shanae Ogwumike, she's doing ESPN stuff, but she didn't play most of the season last year either. But I just think that they lost too much, man. I think this will be a developmental year for the Los Angeles Sparks. They drafted Brink, like I said, in the draft, and they lost a ton. They lost a ton of talent. I think that they still play hard. And, you know, when they get double digits, I do think that they'll be worth a look, especially as a home dog. They did play well as a home dog last year. And I think that they're going to play hard for Kurt Miller again this year as well. I just don't think it's going to be enough to keep this game within 2 possessions. So my recommendation here would be Dream minus the 5. I think that they can go into LA and cover this short number here as well. Let's see if we have any comments at all. Justin says he's telling the sky. Indigo says same. Justin says, give me a reason to bet my Dream. The Dream gonna be nice, Justin. I do think, I mean, it's gonna be some growing pains, I do think, but I mean, I think they have a very, very developed roster, and I think they can kind of put it together. Another year of cohesiveness for a young team that added some veteran leadership. I like the Dream specifically in this game for sure as well. Indigo says, appreciate the WNBA cap. I be wanting to bet it because markets are less sharp, and that's a fact, especially at the beginning of the season. You are going to see a lot of unsharp markets. Zachariah likes the Dream in the first half minus the 3. This was a really good. If they let go of the rope, it's typically in the second half. Dream were a really good first half team, if my memory serves me correctly. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but makes a ton of sense here, Zachariah. Fred says, what about Atlanta first half? Money line? I don't know. Too early picks. Too early to pick up on trends. Yeah, it's a tad bit too early. I'm not sure how it's going to start, but the Dream do have the more complete roster. So looking towards them early, I couldn't talk you off. Joe says Dream has a really solid squad. I agree with that. He says not a fan of their coach. Yeah, she could be she can be a little extra. What's my girl name? I can't think of her name, but she can be a little extra. And Justin says, say less, betting my Atlanta Dream today. And Blaze says Shanae Parker 845 stand up. She's from where is she from? I know she's from New York. She's from one of the boroughs. Is she from Brooklyn, Bliss? I know Shanae Parker is from she's from the city, I want to say. But yeah, shout out Shanae Parker, man. I think her and Tina Charles is going to be one of the better two-way 4-5 matchups this year for sure. And he says Queens, he thinks. Yeah, I think it is Queens. And shout out to my guy Sai. What up, Sai? So yeah, my recommendation here is Dream minus the 5. I don't think the first half is a bad look either. I could definitely see him coming out here and doing something early in this game. Jamie says Arike over 20.5 points. No Satu means more usage, and that's a fact. She can definitely go over 20.5 here. And I think that they continue to play fast as well. Also, I didn't mention this, but I had written in my notes when I was doing my research for this game that Dallas finished. What did they finish? Dallas finished. Let me see if I can find it real quick for you guys. Dallas finished. I know I wrote it down. Dallas finished 10-1 to the over in their last 11 games as home favorites last season. 10-1 to the over for the Dallas Wings trend. Like I said, 10-1 to the over. But without Satu, I think that could be, a little misleading in this game here. And especially against a really good defensive team. I think that Chicago Sky are going to have to rely on their defense. So I think that they're going to be a really good defensive team here today. All right, so short list before I get up out of here, man. And Malcolm, I see, says he appreciates the work. I appreciate you for tapping in, man, and just having a good vibe. Short list here: OKC minus the 4, Atlanta minus the 5, the Atlanta Dream, and Chicago plus the 9.5. All 3 of these numbers are still available on all sports books. So if you guys haven't played any of them yet, but I'm probably going to play all of them. Probably smaller plays, especially for WNBA to start. But I do like Chicago Sky and Atlanta Dream a lot today. One favorite, one dog. and then OKC tonight in the NBA, minus the 4. I'm not playing the Boston game until I know what's going on with LeVert, Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen. But that's the show, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful. Resources are here as always. Shout out to OzJam. Got to get him a quick shout out. Use code CBC to get 25% off your first month if you guys are ever interested in joining over there and using the sports betting software that they do have. It's amazing. I don't sponsor just anything. All the resources are here for you guys as well. And that's the show, man. Do me a favor, hit the like button if you found it helpful. Share the show if you guys can. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Link for all my official plays will be in the description. Bet responsibly, man. I hope you guys enjoy your day overall. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. I'm out.